Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are back at GPeC SUMMIT 2017, and I have next to me the amazing, the awesome, the epic Karl Gilis, co-founder AGConsult. Hello.
Hi, nice meeting you.
How are you?
Fine, happy to be back.
So, first of all, what are the main ideas that you hope that the audience will remember from your keynote?
I think there are three things. I think the first part was about really being customer-centric and really know what your user wants. Because a lot of companies, when they write text about the products they want to sell, they sell it from what they think is important for the product. And what we see is that often the customer thinks something different. And then the second part was about pricing techniques, how you can make people forget that they're paying for those things. So I hope they will remember some things. And then the last part was about how to seduce people, the little psychology tricks, persuasion techniques like scarcity and social proof you can use. So I hope they remember those three things. And when you add them together, good pricing techniques, good persuasion techniques, and then a good product description, normally you will sell.
How do you make people to forget that they are paying for something?
Well, one of the little tricks we use, or it's not only we, is that we don't mention the price symbol, so we don't mention the euro sign or the dollar sign, so it's just a number, and then we make the number look as small as possible, so we don't use points and commas, it's just a letter, numbers, and people are like, okay. Well, that's what happens in their head, so that's one of the little tricks you can do. Another trick we often use is that we have a decoy product. That's a product that nobody wants because the pricing is like a bit of strange, but because then the gap between that decoy product and the real product is so small, most people will buy your real product. So that's another trick you can use.
Good one. That's a good one. Can you tell us what are the top 3 mistakes that you see online shops all over the world are doing over and over again?
Well, the first thing is, it's always the same, is that they pretend to be customer-centric, but they are not. So they all use what I call bullshit marketing language when they try to sell the product and say, our product is great, our product is very good. One of the things I've learned the last year is that when we first stress the pain points of the users, like these are your problems, and that when they come then on the website, they're like, oh yes, I have this problem, and this website understands me that this will help you to sell. So but it's not easy to solve, and I think if you're asking for a tip that people can use immediately, and the problem is that lots of websites, they have their call to action in a place where lots of people don't see it. They stuff it away somewhere on the right hand side, or it's designed in the same color as the rest of the web page, or it's like what we call a ghost button, just a simple line. And that's wrong, because your call to action, even if you have your eyes almost half closed, you should see the call to action, make it stand out. Well,
some of these are related to user experience.
Yes.
Can you also give us 3 tips that online shops should take into consideration?
Yeah.
Always.
So first thing, make sure that your call to action stands out, that people see it. Repeat it at the bottom of your page. Repeat your call to action, because people who reach the end of your page, they are more interested in your product than people that are just on top of your page. Second thing, and that has to do with immediacy, clarity. If people come on your website, it should be clear in 1 or 2 seconds what the page is about. And one of the easiest things to test that is what we call a 5-second test. So you just upload the screenshots, people see it for 5 seconds, and then you ask, okay, what is this page about? And then you see if people can answer it or not. And then I think the third thing that has to do with usability and UX is it's maybe also something that I found out the last few months that it really worked, is encourage your user. We're always focused on, as usability people, on taking away friction, but it's like, and Booking.com does it all the time, like, yeah, you have the best price, yeah, go on, you made an excellent choice. And that the people that are using your website, like, yeah, they feel happy, and treat them as you would treat real people. That's usability, that's UX, user-centric.
You are speaking about A/B testing.
Yes.
Basically, we have to A/B test everything. In marketing, almost everything.
Almost everything, yes.
Okay, almost everything. Give us an example of A/B testing process that was done right.
Well, I think...
Like, write a book.
Write a book. Mm-hmm. I think, first of all, I think one of the let me start with one of the most common problems now with A/B testing is that a lot of people think, oh, let's test this, let's test that, and they just have ideas and they test it, but the idea is not based on something. They read an article, orange is better than red, and then the next day they read an article, oh, red is better than orange, and then they test those stupid things. No, if you have a process, the first thing you need to do is to find out where your website is leaking money. You can find it in Google Analytics. Maybe you can do a user test. What are the pages that people are having problems with? And then you find out why is it a problem? How can we improve it? Maybe you can do your own analysis of that. It's like some of the tips I gave. Do we apply those tips, yes or no? And then you have to think, okay, what is the solution? And sometimes the solution is just fix it. And sometimes it's like, nah, we have to test it. But the first thing in the process is always, is it a problem, yes or no? And not gambling. I think a lot of people, and I think for me it's the difference between A/B testing and conversion optimization. A/B testing is just test, and conversion optimization is the process behind it.
Speaking about that, what conversion optimization tools would you recommend for online shops who want to improve, their user experience and maybe increase their conversion rate?
That's a dangerous question because now I have to promote or de-promote tools. Let me first talk about the kind of tools. I think, of course, Google Analytics or any other analytics tool. And the second thing is what I call user behavior tools, something like Hotjar, where you can see where people click, how they scroll, user session recordings, but there are other tools like that. Mouseflow? There are a lot of tools. And then the third set of tools would be a tool that allows you to put questionnaires on your website, very small questionnaires. Hotjar allows it too, but you can do it with Qualaroo. You can even use Google for it. And then, of course, you have to have an A/B testing tool to test your ideas. I would promote Visual Website Optimizer or Optimizely, or, of course, we're in Romania, OmniConvert, also a good tool that combines several things. But it's not about the tool. It's about what do you want to know, and then it's the tool. And what people often forget is that you as a human being, you have to find out what works and what doesn't, and you have to connect the dots. And I think the most important tool is our brain and our experience. The tool itself will never be a solution.
What do you think will be the future of conversion optimization? Because we speak a lot about this subject. Conversions here, conversions there.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of conversion optimization still is a very short-term vision, like, oh, people click more on the button and they buy now more. And I think it has to go broader, more the Amazon or Booking.com style, like the lifetime value of the customer and the long relationship.
This will be the next thing?
I think it's an important thing to do. And then technology-wise, the next thing will be more artificial intelligence. And I think the basic stuff, like which color is the best for our website, that will be done automatically. But I think that most people have to find out to build a true relation with their clients, like Amazon Prime is doing in an amazing way.
How do you think the growth of mobile changes this process?
It doesn't change the process. No, it's a different device, but the process is the same. The screen is smaller, so it's even more important to come with the right message at the right time. And then the next stage will probably be spoken interfaces. But and that's what I like about that evolution, because when it's a spoken interface, it is not more about the design, but it's about the message and the clarity of your message. So I think, for me, that's the biggest evolution. It's words, not design.
Indeed. Karl, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I hope to see you soon here at GPeC.
Same here,
right?
because I love it over here. Thank you.
Glad to hear that. Thank you.
Bye.